on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video, I got my first ever boat, and if you guys can tell, I am super pumped about this boat. And today I'm going to give you guys a full tour walkthrough, what I'm going to be fishing with this boat, and the exciting adventures that I'm going to share with you guys. I got my own ride right here. I'm super pumped to share it with you guys, and I first want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you for all the views, for you new subscribers, for all of you subscribers that have been around for a long time. This is going to be hopefully the start of some epic adventures with the boat. So before we start talking about the front of the boat, let's talk about why I bought this boat, what model of boat that I bought. So for about 3 or 4 years now, I've been looking for the right boat. I hadn't found the right one until recently this year, and what I got is a Smoker Craft Excursion 166. And the reason why I got this boat is I'll walk through a couple reasons. One was the storage, but secondly, started a concept of buying the boat. What was I going to fish with? And I was going to fish for bass, I was going to fish for salmon, trout, maybe a little steelhead, bass fishing, and crabbing. And those were the main things that I was going to fish for. So I was looking for a boat that was going to be able to enable me to go out and chase some bass, chase some trout, but also go crabbing and go fishing and salmon fishing on some of the local rivers. So that was one of the prerequisites for what model I was looking for in the boat. First thing on the bow here is the trolling motor, and the big reason for this is for all the bass fishing and trolling for trout and salmon that I wanted to do. The biggest thing with the Smoker Craft was to get the trolling motor in place here. This thing chooches some pretty good speed, and on speed 10, this thing goes really fast. So one of the things I really wanted to make sure that I got on this boat was a trolling motor, because I don't have a 9.9 kicker in the back that we fish on most rivers here in the Northwest, but the trolling motor, perfect. That was the starting point up here on the bow. So up here on the bow, underneath the storage here, we also have the foot pedal for the trolling motor, which is really sleek on this Smoker Craft. You're able to put it in here easily, lock it up, you're also able to plug it in super easily and get rolling once you hit the lake. It's a super simple setup, a couple dials, you just need to twist and turn, set up, and you're off running with the trolling motor. So being able to stow the foot pedal in here, perfect for the front of this boat. Now, for storage up front, one of the reasons why I like the Excursion Smoker Craft was all the storage up here. These storage containers are huge. Like, they're super deep. In this boat compartment, you could probably fit a 5-year-old in here. There's a lot of storage up front here. Got storage in the front here in 2 places here. One in the front here, which has all the rod holders and extra stuff. And then in here is the lithium ion battery to the trolling motor. One of the big reasons with having the trolling motor is having the lithium ion battery, because it'll last longer and it'll keep you going on the lake all day long. So if you're fishing 12 hours a day, that lithium ion is never going to run out of juice. Of course, you got all the storage up front in the locker, and I just threw this stuff in there. Who needs to organize the boat once you get it? Just throw your stuff in here and just get fishing. Who cares? You can organize it later. So then let's head up to the captain's area and check that out next. Up here in the captain's area, I wanted to go simple with the dash and the setup. Not too many dials, not too many buttons, super simple, super sleek. One of the things that is in here is the 7-inch fish finder that's touchscreen, and one of the reasons why I went with the 7-inch because it has the touchscreen capability, but also just that bigger graph of being able to see the fish on the graph, whether you're bass fishing and salmon fishing, is super critical. So having the bigger screen in here, being able to add waypoints really easily with the fish finder is something that I really wanted on this boat. Over here, you got all of your navigation dials, you got your horn, then you got the bilge pump that goes to the live well in the back, which we'll check that out. That was one of the features that I really wanted on this boat. Super simple dials up front, nothing too crazy. You know, didn't want to overcomplicate this for my first boat, and I think that a lot of times as you get into having more boats and having, you know, your second, your third, your fourth boats, go crazy with the buttons the more experienced you are. For my first boat, I'm going super simple, you know, just take the simple out of it, stupid, and just go with the simplicity, and that's all I needed. And sitting over here in the first mate's chair, I got the swivel chairs, and that's the other thing about, I got 2 chairs for this boat. It holds about 3 to 4 people. I didn't want a ton of chairs in here, knowing by salmon fishing, trout fishing, bass fishing, and crabbing, you want some open space in the boat to be able to maneuver around pretty easily. So only having 2 chairs, but having the option to add more chairs was really a good thing that I wanted to have. But here in the first mate's chair, you got the full swivel, you got USB ports, you got storage here up front, just the perfect situation. And then to make sure you get closed in, I got the windshield. And then the windshield, which allows me to have the bimini top plus a top that covers the back. Don't have the top on today, but having the full cover and the full cover draped in the back was critical for one reason. My wife loves to go crabbing, and she loves to drive the boat. Maybe not necessarily getting super wet and pulling the crab pots up, but she will drive the boat. And one of the things with getting the bimini and the backdrop that's fully enclosed is it will keep her dry all day long, no matter what, if it's just pouring cats and dogs. So that was one of the additional features that I got on the boat. We don't have it on here for the video, but I was super pumped to be able to get that. It was custom made and done locally by a third party, which was the longest part of the boat build that had to happen for this boat. And because of that, I got a happy wife and I got a happy life. Now that we got in the captain's and the first mate's chair, let's head to the back and look at some of the other features in the back of this boat. So back of the boat, a couple things that were the key features that sold me on the Excursion 166 from Smoker Craft. Firstly, the live well. I mean, this thing is a 20-gallon behemoth. It has a bait bucket, but you could keep big fish in here. And I'm hoping on the first trip out that we can put some big old smallies and some big largies in here. With a 20-gallon tank, I figured we could get a 25-pound limit, no problemo. Right, Richie?
Right.
The live well holds 20 gallons. It's also aerated, which is perfect for tournament bass fishing. One of the other features that I really liked in this boat, which was I think one of the selling points, was the gunnel storage. On the different smoker crafts like the Osprey and the Pro Chaser, they don't have the gunnel storage lockers, and that was one of the key features that sold me onto why I wanted this model. With the gunnel storage here, you're able to put in all your buoys, all your stuff. It's 7 to 8 feet deep in here, which means that you can fit up to like 8 to 9 bass fishing and trout fishing rods in here, which you cannot do on a lot of boats. Now, it doesn't have the middle storage like on a traditional bass boat, but and on a boat where I'm going to do a lot of other fishing and crabbing, being able to store a bunch of 7 to 8 foot rods is excellent back here. It got a ton of storage. I've got all my buoys, all my first aid kit, my fire extinguisher, all of my safety stuff in this gunnel storage locker, and that was one of the key features I absolutely was drooling over when I saw this boat in particular. So to get your rear in gear, I got a 50 horsepower Mercury on this boat. Now I could have gone up to a 60, however, one of the things when I went in to buy the boat was that there was no 60 motors in stock. This 50 was in stock, was the only one there, and I was like, I will take this, because if I wanted a 60, it would have been 6 months wait. Not the 50 because it was in stock, and this thing will shoot and move pretty good. I mean, top speed 25-30 miles an hour on the lake gets me back and forth in plenty of time. I didn't need the 60 for the big rivers around here. I could have gone up to that, but 50 will do just the job. Super pumped to have this engine on the Smoker Craft to get us around the lake, get us around the rivers, and go hook up, catch some big fish, and go catch some crab. Where did I get my boat? So locally living in the Tigard Portland area, of course I went down to Stevens Marine in Tigard. Eric and Trent and the crew got me all situated. We went through a ton of boats, a ton of different options looking at new boats, which this is a new boat if you haven't figured that out by the video. And those guys hooked me up and we walked through some different models. They were super nice. They weren't pushy. You know, I asked a lot of questions. They were super patient with me. I went through what I wanted on this boat. We went through some different models, and the funny story about this boat in particular is on the day that I went to go look at some boats, there was 2 models that we looked at in the parking lot, and Trent says, oh yeah, they got a third. They got the Excursion that's coming in. They're taking the wrap off of it in the parking lot. You guys want to wait to look at this? I was like, absolutely. So after about an hour looking at this, looking at some of the other boats, come back to this one, that night I was like, you know what? This is the boat. It has all the storage features. It has the motor that I want. It has the trolling motor in the front. And I got the cover that's gonna keep the wife happy and dry. So literally got this one on the show floor, and that's how I got this boat. Incredibly lucky, you know, looking and trying to find the right model, and I lucked out. So shout out to the guys at Stevens Marine. Thank you guys for putting the boat together. I can't wait to take this on so many adventures here across the Northwest. Hopefully not getting stuck anywhere or having any issues, because that ever happens in my family. So thank you guys for watching the boat tour video today. If you guys can't tell by my face, I am super excited by this boat. I can't wait to go out on trout, bass, salmon, crab fishing adventures to bring you guys more content, more tips videos, and more adventures from here in the Northwest. What I really want to do with this boat is get out into some crazy places, really remote places that aren't fished, and just get out there and go show you guys all the highs, but also all the lows and the mistakes that I have. Being a new boat owner, you guys are going to be along for the journey journey to see all the different shenanigans and the things that I get right and the things that I get wrong out here. And so I think part of that is just the learning cycle and the education in fishing. And I can't wait to bring you guys all this amazing content and adventures that I got planned out over the next year. And lastly, we gotta name this boat. For all of you guys that are subscribed to the channel that have been following for a while, I need a name for this boat. I want you guys to be a part of this adventure and a part of this boat. So drop a comment below in the video, what should I name this boat? And wrong answers only. Just kidding, no. Give me some really good names, and if you got a really good one, I will name the boat and might send you even a prize package as well if you come up with a really good boat name. So, I want to wrap it up and say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and supporting the channel. Without that, I wouldn't be able to do something like buy this boat and being able to go on more adventures and being able to get out there and just show you guys and build a lot more really awesome content. So thank you guys for watching the boat tour video. As you guys can't tell, I am super pumped to get it out on the lake for the first time. So, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, and as always you guys, the outdoors is a gift, share it with others.